Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Kyra and I am here today to talk to you about the 3 unique ways that I use tarot. When I say unique ways of using tarot, I mean anything that's just a little outside of the normal. And this is just to get us thinking outside the box, because sometimes we might hear of tarot and we might think, well, the only way to use it is to pull it out and to do readings and to pull a card or what have you. And that's not at all the case. There are lots of ways that we could look at tarot from outside the box and use it. And these 3 are my favorite. They're not at all unique to me. Other people do this, I'm sure. And I can't even remember necessarily where I got the idea of all of these. So it is what it is. It's just a simple short video of me sharing my current 3 favorite tried and true methods of using tarot that's not the pull out of the box, shuffle, ask a question, read the cards, which I do and I do love. The first one is using tarot or oracle cards in my journals. And there are, actually I have 4 ways, not 3. And there are a few ways I use tarot in my journals. So I use them as bookmarks, like this right here. Here's another one. These are cards that if there is a card that I get in the mail, I keep them, I hold on to them. You can also, though, if you have a deck and it's not working for you as a reader, but you love the art and you're not wanting to let go of it, you can choose to keep it and to use the cards in unique ways like this, by like picking one randomly for your bookmark for a book, or for your page marker in your Filofax or in your journal. You like, it's ours. We can do what we want with them. If we want to keep one, but we're not sure about keeping it as a deck, we can use them for bookmarks or for in our grimoires, for adding art, for adding flavor. We can use them in art projects. There's lots of ways we can use them in journals. Another example I have that I have used is in my books of shadow, some of my old ones. When I would get a card in the Witch's Moon box, I would hold on to it. So if you get a card in a subscription box, you could use it as a bookmark. What I did was I would hold on to it and I would keep it for a period of time. And then once my determined period of time with it was done, I would put it in here and I would reflect on that time period. So what I did with the Witch's Moon box cards that came in was I would hold on to them and they would be my card. I would have them out on my altar space in some way. And then once I got my new Witch's Moon box, the end of that period was over and I would attach the picture in here and I would journal about that period of time. So that's theirs. And I just have a couple more I can show you in here. Here's one. I ended up actually buying this deck. And here's another. So I have these just beautiful cards throughout, and I actually really love doing this. I love doing this a lot. So that might be something. Oh, maybe I can do that with my Earth Magic deck. I love that. I have this deck. Hold on, let me get it. If you've seen my collection videos, which I will link the playlist of those. I'll link the playlist of my tarot deck evolution up above in the cards. This was my very first, very first oracle deck. And I'm super attached to it, but I don't use it anymore, largely because it leaks. And it is mass market, or it was. Looks like it was Hay House. There's a little house. I think that's Hay House's symbol here. I'll look it up, but if I'm wrong, or if you know, you can confirm in the comments. That'd be amazing. Anyway, I have this deck, and I'm keeping it because it's so sentimental to me. But I don't use it. I would actually love using this. And I'm really wanting to reinvigorate my Book of Shadows practice. I would love to use this in that way, where because I'm okay with it becoming a thing that gets just attached to my journal. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep this out. Look at that. We solved 2 birds with one video. I'm going to keep this one out, and I'm going to use this. I'll determine how often I want to pull one, but I'm going to use this in this way. I'm going to pull one for a period of time, and then I will stick it in, and that will be, yeah, I'm excited. Okay. So that's that. And then, of course, there is the one I am probably most known for on my channel, and that's using my tarot cards to create my themes in my journal, my aesthetic themes and my intentions and whatnot. This is my August setup in my bullet journal. It's linked up above in the cards. My card for this month, it's still August as I'm filming this, is the Queen of Cups. And as you can see, it's very Queen of Cupsy with the water and the mermaid. So that's another unique way in my journals that I use. The second unique way I use tarot is as a magical tool. And this is a very popular, unique way to use tarot. So, like, no big deal. But if I wanted to do a ritual around my dragon, I have a dragon. I'll put him like that so you can see him. If I wanted to do a ritual around my dragon and I wanted to call in some protection, I might take my Charmcast Tarot and I might pull a few cards based on the intention and put them around him. That one's a bit hard to see. Or also I would do this around candles, because if these got, unlike physical cards, if these got like messy, I could clean them. But so I use tarot cards as spell or ritual components. I'll use them to bring in an energy. When I did my most recent working I used the star codes. I used the Star Codes Astro Oracle. My official review video of this is up above in the cards as well. I picked cards out of this based on the energy I was doing, and I put it, and I placed them around my altar and the working I was doing. So if this pile was the candle in the center, you might put a couple cards around like that to bring in the energy. So that is another, just a little unique way I like to use. Oh God, it is so hot in here. I like to use tarot and oracle decks. And I don't prefer tarot or oracle for either of those. It all depends on what I'm doing. And for my favorite way, I have a tarot deck to show you. So let's move in a bit. Whew. This is my most often unique way I use tarot. And that is for a more specific, I want to say, divining. So this is actually the deck I use the most often for it. So this is the Cosmovisions Oracle, or I still think of it as a tarot. And I'm in love with this deck, and I've mentioned before on my channel here that I use this with my ancestor work. So, and one of the biggest things I do is I use this to literally communicate with my ancestors. I think the thing of this that really made this feel like an ancestor deck was the fact that it has a suit of beings. So instead of, like this guy, instead of court cards, you have the suit of beings. And these beings feel like guidance. They feel very guiding. And I think that's part of how I connected and was like, oh my God, it just clicked in my head like a light bulb one day that I wanted to use this for ancestor work. And I love it. And it is one of my favorite things. So if I'm having a hard time, if I'm feeling in any way like I need a sense of direction, I pull this deck so I can connect to my ancestors. I have another deck which I connect to a deity. So if I have, basically, I pick a deck that feels connected to a guiding force in my life. So like if Crow is one of your spirit guides and you have a Crow tarot, I would use that deck. Or if you have a tarot deck you use specifically to connect with a deity, you can use that tarot deck, and you shuffle up, and then I use it to ask a yes or no question. I'm trying to think of a good example that I won't be too emotionally invested in. Oh, I know. I'll go with something I've already asked them before. Would you like me to work with you every day? I shuffle up while asking the question, thinking, would you like me to work with you every day? Would you like a daily devotional practice? And then for this deck, the way we do it is if I get a suit of being, if I get a being card or a major card, that's a yes. So, would you like me to work with you daily? And I go and I shuffle until one comes flying out. So if that was my question, this would be my card. The answer is yes. This is a yes card. So I go through, and you can do it on the fly. You can say, give me a cup card for yes. Give me a pentacle for yes. You just have to determine what a yes card is. And as you're shuffling and talking and connecting with your deck, you say, okay, I want to talk to you. I need you, if the answer is yes, give me a major, or in this case, a being. And you just need to delineate. It's just like with a pendulum, that you have to get the pendulum. You ask the pendulum, show me yes, show me no. Except in here you choose. So yes is a major. Yes is a major. Should I stop eating sugar? should I stop eating sugar? That one's a no, because I said yes as a major, and this is the Wanderer, right? And the cool thing is, you can do it with all sorts of things. I have done it to confirm that the guide wants me to use a tarot deck to work with it. So I used it to confirm that the Dreams of Gaia Tarot, that one of my guides wants me to use the Dreams of Gaia Tarot for it. I've used it to confirm if they want me to work with it daily. I've also used it to determine guides. So I will sit there and I will ask, like my ancestors, is this animal connected to you for me? And I'll get a yes or no. I've also used it to create combinations. So here I have my Combo Seekers Oracle, Messenger Oracle by Raven Fallon, and my Dreams of Gaia Tarot by Raven Fallon. These I have to go together because duh. And what I did at first, this isn't how I'm going to actually be doing it in the long run. But, so I'm still figuring it out, but that's okay. My initial premise was that I would create a combination deck guided by the guide this deck is associated with. And I would redo the deck every season. And I did that. I just didn't do, I just didn't end up finding a way to use this, but I'm actively working on, hot and tired. I'm actively working on, trying to reconnect to some things and build things again. So what I did was I'd be like, okay, this is the card. Yes or no? And for this one, majors is yes. Yes or no? One card, please. Yes or no? Do not fear the unknown. Yes or no? It's harder to get flyers with small decks because they're so easy to keep in your hands. Do not fear the unknown. Yes or no? That's a yes. Heed your dreams. Yes or no? And I did that, and I went through the entire deck. So I'd ended up with a no pile and a yes pile and a no and a yes, whatever it was. So I ended up with a deck, an oracle deck made completely guided by the deity I work with this deck. And it was, I really love it. It feels very powerful to do. And it was about a half and half split. It feels very powerful to do. And the only issue I had with that is just that the initial novelty wore off, and I didn't finish fully integrating it into my practice, so it fell by the wayside. The point is, though, that using a tarot deck for yes or no questions, like in place of a pendulum, can get you, there's a lot of ways in which you can use it. You can use it to just find out if a guide is a guide, like an animal guide. You can use, if it's connected to your ancestors or a deity, you can use it to find out if how your guide wants you to practice with you. You can use it to, there's just so many applications in which you can use it. And those are my three favorite unique ways that I use tarot and oracle as a thing to expand on my journaling practice, as a connections to guides and a more specific divination to say, tell me yes or no questions, like instead of a pendulum, and as a magical tool. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please don't forget to give it a thumbs up to let me know if you did, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so you can come on back nice and easily to find us again for more videos. In the comments down below, let us know what is a unique way, basically just any way outside of the standard I'm going to use this deck to do a reading, that you really like to use your tarot and oracle. I'd love to find some new ideas and hear what other people like to do. And do you use any of the things that I mentioned? Let me know in the comments down below. And while you're in that area, there's the description box in which you can find my email address so you can send me any questions you have, and my website so you can book services with me. I am a professional tarot reader and astrologer, and I would love to work with you, especially combining the two, because it's my favorite thing in the whole world kind of thing. And right beside the subscribe button is the join button. You can join and become a channel member for more videos and live streams. There's all sorts of cool stuff. You can check it out there. I'm going to let you go here, and I will see you again very soon. Lots of love. Bye.